what's up. Monday, August 18th. Going to be talking about the Root Guardian Mint and the Root token. Going to be taking a look at the crypto markets, see how Bitcoin's doing, see what's going on in the news. I'm hearing a lot about Russia and Ukraine and talks with Putin and Zelensky. So we'll see what's happening over there. Be an update on the Root Guardian Mint. These things are flying. It's exciting to see, but let's go ahead and make sure we're live. Let's send out the links. So like every day for the past 2 weeks, we've been rolling out this project, doing it the right way, doing it manually, doing everything live on stream, so you can see exactly what we need to do. Now, normally I used to start the stream and I would leave like 15 minutes before I started, and that just gives everybody some time to get in there. And while that's happening, I'm grabbing links, I'm putting them in Telegram and YouTube and tweeting them, and so now I just do that part live. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over here, grab this link, let's switch over to the TreeRoot dev. We're gonna say stream is live on YouTube and X. YouTube, X, and Pump Fun. Come hang. Come grow. Yeah, let's make sure we're live on YouTube. Make sure it sounds good. What's up, Delta Pope? Shout out to the Potato Vampire fam. You got 9 guardians? Hell yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. You'll be able to stake them and get root. That's awesome. I'm getting a lot too. I think I have like close to 20 of them right now. Make sure it sounds good. What's up, Delta Pope? Which in reality, that's only like 1 soul. So I basically spent 1 soul. You got 9 guardians? All right, that sounds good. So we'll grab this. We'll put this in our X post. And then we need the Pump Fun link. Which platform are you using for the thumbnail, bro? And studio as well, thanks. Yeah, good question. So for the thumbnail, we're using Canva. So I got it's a free to use. They do have some really cool premium features. But I'll just use Canva, and the premium features, it has the background remover and the AI expand and all that. It's like $10 a month or something. And then for studio, I'm using OBS, which is open source, open broadcast software. Really awesome. It's easy to use. And then I'm restreaming it. So I'm streaming from OBS to Restream. And then from Restream, I'm going to Pump Fun, X, and YouTube. And I think I pay like $100 a year for Restream or something like that. So do have to put money into it to make the good quality, and you know, the multi-platform streaming and all that. Got to make it work. But that's what we're here to do. All right, cool. Stream is live. Let's go. Damn, I forgot to add the link to Pump Fun. All right. Cool. Yeah, shout out to Chuck. Shout out to the Fire Chicken team. We're going to talk about that. Gave out some whitelists today, trying to grow the community from the roots up. That's what's up. Stream is live on X, YouTube, and Pump Fun. Awesome. And then let's go ahead and forward this to a few places. But yeah, just a chill Monday, not too much going on. Last night we discovered there's more X1 validators than ZenBlock miners. That was kind of startling. That was like, wow, people really woke up to X1. X1's growing so fast, you know, 400 plus validators. That's amazing. That's a community right there. Like, there's towns that aren't that big. And that's how many people we got running high efficient networking, you know, these servers. It's awesome. Cool. All right. So what do we got going on? So the Root Guardian NFT public mint is currently active. It started on Saturday, 2 weeks ago. For the first week, it was just a private mint. the root community, top 200 root holders. Got the whitelist, only 78 claims. So that's about, what is that, 150 something, 154 NFTs or something like that. And then we opened it up to the first come first serve for the Solana community. So the Solana community is kind of where I'm from. That's where I came from. You know, the Zen community. So Zen launched in 2022. Basically an ERC20 token that you can mint for free. First principles tokens. There's no pre-supply. Everybody started minting at rank 1, and now we're up to millions and millions of ranks. I still mint Zen today and claim Zen. I actually had a claim last night on CoinTool, and I did the claim and remint. So now I got another claim in a year and a half, and so meeting all these people in the Zen community. Then we started talking about X1 and Zen blocks mining, and then when X1 pivoted over to Solana, so did our community. And at the time, it was like, holy shit, I don't know anything about Solana. I don't know anything about Rust. I don't know what, slots are and how Solana works and what pump fund is. And, the first phone had just come out, and like everybody's talking about Bonk. And at that time, the network kept going down every couple weeks and every couple months. Solana was notorious for that back in the day. And then, we got our hands dirty and we started building these programs in Rust, and we started playing with Pump Fun and launching tokens and testing Pump Fun and Moonshot and, all these different things. And it was actually beyond Solana too. We also did the Bitcoin ordinal thing. I'm skipping a whole bunch of stuff. The whole burn phase with DBZen and everything. But yeah, so now we're on Solana, and we're building these coins and these communities to bring over to X1. And that's really what this Root project and this Root Guardian NFT project are all about, is enriching the Zen and X1 community and branching out and building our roots and understanding Solana and how such a great blockchain. I mean, you look, they're making like millions of dollars every day in fees for their treasury, and it's just like the craziest thing. So we're trying to we want to take all this to X1 with us. So as things progress and as things evolve, we're going to be migrating tokens from Solana to X1. And that's the cool thing about X1 being a direct fork of Solana, is we'll be able to not necessarily copy, but fork them and make them our own and grow our own communities and projects. So that's coming soon, and it starts with the Root Guardians. So yeah, shout out to Chuck. He joined the Root Guardian Telegram, and we kind of talked about our communities. I joined the Fire Chicken Telegram. I think I got into that around 60 or 70K, and then over a couple days it exploded to 100K, and it was just a really cool project. And I love showing off their chart, because they have like the epitome of a meme coin chart. Their chart is really the progression of what you want your meme coin to be. Almost every meme coin has the same launch at the start. It's always straight up and then straight down, and then at that point, will it survive? And I've talked about this for probably a week straight, but it went straight up, came straight down, and it looked dead, and then it kind of poked its head, and then it really looked dead, and it was straight down, and then these violent downturns got less and less violent until it turned into this upturn. So it made this big cup here. So it kind of makes a little cup and handle, kind of consolidates for a couple months through June and July, and then all of a sudden, right before August hits, boom, it goes from 30,000 all the way up to 100K out of nowhere. So it's an awesome chart. It's an awesome story. It's a hilarious ticker, FCKN. And I know some of their guys coming into our Telegram, and the buy bot lighting up and everything. So I wanted to give back to their community too. So shout out to the FCKN community. I basically took a snapshot this morning, grabbed the top 100 holders, and gave them whitelist. And and I know a lot of these probably aren't going to hit. Just like the Root and the Solana communities, I'm starting to see how this works. A lot of these top wallets are bots and dexes and aren't in the community every day. They're not in Telegram. They just kind of buy and move on, and maybe they're in different parts of the network, different parts of the internet. They're not really paying attention to these coins like we are in our communities and in our groups. So they don't come and mint, and they don't know they can mint. And some people have it on hardware wallets and they don't want to connect and claim, and there's just different circumstances. So that's kind of what happens. I'm expecting there to be a lot left over. so I'm not offended that there's only 4 of the hunter whitelist taken so far. But shout out to those guys. I hope you guys enjoy your mints, and yeah, let's mint this thing out. So we're up to 679 out of 888. That's awesome. And we're just going to keep pecking away at this. So probably going to open up a couple other whitelists to other communities, ones that we haven't hit yet. Like, I really want to get the Zen Blocks guys involved. That one's kind of tough though, because there's not really a token that we can take a snapshot of. I might be able to get the addresses from the API, maybe, where you match the Ethereum address with the Solana address. I don't know if that exists, but imagine it will at some point, maybe. So yeah, what we're doing. So Root Guardians, they're not just NFTs either. So we actually created the script live on stream. We developed these PFPs that have traits. So if you head over to Magic Eden or Tensor, you can actually see the rarities in the different types of traits. And so it's not just regular AI generated art. These are AI generated, but we created the AI generation custom, so it would generate these different traits. And I basically did it in a way where it's systematically it's almost like a Mad Libs type thing, where there would be a hole and you fill in the trait with that word, and it has to be a strong enough trait, like something like sunglasses, for it to make sense. So like that's what these rooted traits are. So if you come over to Magic Eden, you pull up the trait list, you go down to rooted, you can actually see I really wanted the rooted category to be like the NFT traits that everybody's familiar with. So like we have like a blunt, we have beanies, we have gold chains. I think the gold chains are really cool. They turned out really nice. Some of them like this, where it's just like a nice subtle little gold chain. That's pretty fucking tight. This is an extremely rare. This might be a 1 of 1. Oh, 3. It has the Godhead Prism skin. These are the only 3 with the God. It must be this like glowing thing on the forehead. Or if you wanted shades, you can get shades. So, this is just a trait. So you can see like all these. This one's mine. This is my PFP on Twitter right now, on X. So lots of cool stuff going on here. Also have a bunch of different trait categories, but the rooted is definitely my favorite, because those are like there's cigarettes and hoodies. Hoodies, another one of my all-time favorite NFT traits. Love the hoodies. I think the hoodies are cool. But then if you also want things like halos, there's different types of halos, different types of eyes. Like if you want cosmic eyes, it's kind of like this glowing. Or there's crystal eyes. Yeah, there's just different traits. We really wanted to make it a unique. So if you click on one, each of these does have its own rarity. There is a rarity chart that was generated. I think we can see that on Tensor. So Tensor.trade is another Solana NFT platform. It's more of an aggregator, so it checks Magic Eden and all the other NFT platforms. But really, it's just kind of Magic Eden, to be honest. But Tensor is nice. But yeah, if you click on traits here, yeah, you can see all the different traits and which ones are the most rare. So like, yeah, the white halo is 3%. That's a good one. Yeah, nobody's selling a white halo. But yeah, so notice they have these little diamonds. So these are the rarities. So most common are gray, rares are blues, there's purples, there's golds, there's greens. Epic, so this is a purple epic, top 15. It's got some shades here. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's got pure energy skin, closed eyes, living light aura, gold nodes. So notice how it has the lights. That's cool. All right, so what we got? I'm just ignoring the chat over on YouTube. I always forget. I'm just so into pump fun at this point. Who we got over here? Hell yeah. What's up, Delta Pope? Potato Vamp Fan. What's up, Chuck? What's up, Rolando? What's up, Dank? Welcome, guys. Glad you guys are here. So yeah, that's what's happening with the Root Guardians. Not too much to talk about there. We're just gonna keep going. We're at 680 out of 888. That's amazing. Holy shit. Coming up on less than 200 left. I'm like, I was thinking yesterday I might have to burn some, because like that's one of the features here. I'll show you what the admin backend looks like. So I can sign in to edit the collection. I do have it locked, so I can't change the price or anything fucked up. Like I can't mint a bunch. If I mint them, I have to pay for them, you know. Price is locked. But I can burn some. So there's 208 mints left. I thought about burning 100. So there's 777, like 111 or whatever. So you could burn that many, and then, you know, that's kind of a cool supply number, but I didn't expect there to be only 200 left, so it'd be kind of silly to do that. I think we might just let it roll and maybe give some more away and continue to push the public, because it's less than $10 to mint it too. So I don't have a problem minting like 20 at once. You know, it's like 1 Solana. That's awesome. So if you want to learn more, come over to TreeRoot.City. And this is the website. We do have the Git book, which is basically a light paper. There's two parts to the light paper. The first part covers the token, the treasury. So when we launched, we kept part of the supply for the NFT staking, and then the NFT collection. So this explains the whitelist, how the initial whitelist work, the public sale, and what the snapshot and what the staking looks like. So it'll be 777 root daily per NFT. So if you have 10 NFTs, you stake them for 10 days, you're gonna have 77,000 root. You know, that's pretty nice. We might adjust that depending on if we change the supply or anything. But yeah, how are things going? Let's go take a look at some charts, see what's happening. I don't really have too much to talk about tonight. Root's doing its thing. It's still holding that 40 line. Didn't get the bounce like we had hoped, but this is still just consolidating here, so we can extend this out. Let's see what this looks like here. Really get deep in these trenches. Yeah, I mean, that's just consolidation. Some crazy price action here. These wicks. What's this look like on the 1 second? That's nuts. That's some weird price action. Came down to 30, tap 35 twice. That hurts. That hurts my stomach. It was doing that back here too. It came all the way down to 36 and then it bounced right back. And then, yeah, I don't know if maybe someone had orders set down here and it's just like, it's cool. Even the wicks on the 1 second, that's so strange. It's like less than 1 second for it to go and go down and come back. We got this. Just now getting to share with friends to the whole FCKN to go get theirs. Yeah, for sure. No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And we can also do more. You know, if there's other communities out there that we can link up with, definitely let me know. You know, we have a couple hundred left, so we're pushing the mint. I don't mean to be impatient. I'm just excited for it to mint out. I'm excited to start giving away the tokens. But yeah, so Zend is doing its thing. That's crazy. What is that? That's an interesting what kind of bot or something. That's cool. It's doing its thing, up 16% in the 24 hours. It's nice. Yeah, it's just consolidating. So it gets up, comes down, building some nice volume there. Zoom out to the 15 minutes, and yeah, I mean, look, we drew that. I mean, we drew that, and now it's in that bullish phase. So on the 15-minute here, you can actually talk about some actual TA. So this yellow line here, let's make this thicker. And it's hard to do TA on actual meme coins like this, but this is the 15-minute or the 15 EMA. So it does the last 15 candles, and it basically creates an exponential moving average of it. And I like to think it's good for watching the trend. So if it's below the EMA, it's bearish, and you really need to see it come back. So notice if you just had sold everything when it came below, and I don't mean with this coin, I mean any coin. You sell as soon as it goes below the 200 EMA and just wait until it goes back above it, you're going to be pretty good. So if you sold there, then you wait until it gets back above it, you would have bought in at 43. So you would have sold at 60 and you would have bought back at 40. And now you're starting to see this interesting pattern where it's starting to play with the 200. So it shot above it and now it fell below it and it went back above it. That's actually a very bullish type of pattern. And it's using that 200 EMA as support. But it got above it, and then sellers came in, tried to push it below it, and it didn't go below it. Shot right back up. So hopefully whatever's holding this line will hold this line, and we'll stay above the 200 EMA. You'll see the EMA start to curve up like this, and then it'll start bouncing off it. And that's generally when things turn bullish. So if we go back here, now the coin was so new. Let's see if it'll do it on the 5-minute. Yeah, see, it was so new it didn't actually form back here, but kinda. There's that little period right there. Right here, it went above the EMA. So if you bought when it went above it, you bought right here. It starts skipping, went up, and you sell when it goes below. You would have bought at 59 and you would have sold at 65. So that's pretty nice, right? It's kind of a general rule. Now I don't trade like that, especially meme coins, because you can really wreck the chart. If you're a whale and you sell that much, it's not gonna work. That's what happens with price manipulation. There has to be, natural flow of the candles, but it does work. Let's go take a look at KJP. I wonder if it's above the 200. Let's see. So to get to that, you type in indicators. I type in EMA, moving average exponential. Then we just change it to 200. And then we're going to go yellow. That's just my preference. And they go thick. So yeah, this never really had a chance. Try to get it above the 200 here. It didn't. Try it again down here. Now this is where it's interesting. Now it's starting to play with the 200 again. So like, it was so badly beat down that it got really far away, and it'll just naturally come back to that 200, but it had this flirt above it and it lost strength, but now it's trying to test it again. If it can get above it and bounce, that's very bullish, but not with that price action. That's ugly. That's when whale is like, oh, I'm below the 200, I should sell. How we doing? How's it looking over on Pump? Which platform are you using? Yeah. So we got 7 people over on Pump. A couple people over on YouTube and X. Awesome. KJP. Definitely want to see it hold 30K. It's trying. It's right at that line right now. Same with Root and 40K. It's really trying to hold 40K. Right now it's at 39. 39.9. 39.89999. Crazy. Shout out to Crypto Bro who told me about Trench Kitty last night. So these guys are, I know these guys from Bitcoin. So they were big into ordinals, ordinal revolution, on chain. So let's see. I got a link over there. Yeah, on-chain revolution. So shout out to these guys. They got a cool YouTube. I watched them for a long time. They had some good Bitcoin alpha, back in the Bitmaps days, and learning about all these different meme coins and stuff. So they decided to launch on Pump last night. They launched this Trench Kitty, and they got some cool ideas. I think they mentioned something about Bitcoin, maybe a rune or something. I couldn't really pay attention. I was kind of busy, but I did get in. So this one's a pump, not a pump fund. It's a bonk.fun. So it's launched on bonk. No, that says lab. That's interesting. Launch lab is bonk fun. Interesting. Oh, that must be the Dex or whatever. But yeah, it's cool, guys. Cool coin. Curious to where it goes from here. Got all the way up to 169K. That's great. That just does this is what meme coins do, right? They just stair step, they consolidate again, and they boof, boom. Now this is kind of a bearish sign. Yeah, we got higher high, higher high, higher high, and we got a lower high. But we are still making higher lows. You know, that's a good thing. As long as we can maintain this, if we fall down here, it's very bearish. But they're cool guys. They're kind of like this coin. It's not like they're going anywhere. They're going to continue to stream. They're on YouTube every morning. Very cool guys. Find their yeah, they were just streaming 5 hours ago. Launch party. But those are cool guys. Shout out to Trench Kitty. Then we got our Fire Chicken homies. The beautiful chart. We already talked about this one, but yeah, I mean that's holding the 100K pretty nice. Zoom out to the 1 minute. A little profit taking, a little volume generation there. That's cool. Looks good. Degen, shout out to Degen FYI. Still in this consolidation pattern, and this might get explosive if they come out with something at the right time. Like imagine if Jason launches the platform immediately, like there's a new pump fund and it gets like 1% of the revenue sharing, or the revenue sharing. 1% of like the total volume that these token creation platforms are getting. Yeah, it would shoot up instantly to like 10 million. And that's what these type of structures make. It has a really strong floor here between 400 and 500, but we're seeing higher lows, and we're seeing this wind up and getting tighter and tighter, and it's just starting to break out. Now if we move it to that wick there over here, we'll see. Do this one here, this here. So we'll see what happens with Degen. Definitely holding. Get yourself a million Degen. They got their tagline says it all. It's a meme until it's not. So they're building a dual token launch platform for X1 blockchain and Solana, and this is kind of where this whole thing is coming from. You know, this testing Solana and building. They're doing the same thing. So they're gonna have not only the NFTs and their token on X1 and Solana, but their platform will actually launch tokens on both platforms. So you'll be able to launch a token on Solana and X1 and then trade it cross chain. So it really is a novel idea. Let's see here. So key features: free to launch, dual token launch, X1, Solana, or both. Creators earn a percentage, built-in liquidity, visible tools. Degen holders get free bonding curve graduation, 1 SOL for life. So lots of cool stuff. Dual chain support. Launch, mint, and engage across 2 of the most killer ecosystems without choosing sides. So why launch on both? You get the best of both worlds. You know, all the traffic and volume are on Solana, and if you can entice them to come over to X1 by giving them a coin that you launch not only on Solana, but you launch on X1, say, hey, if you get this on X1, come get this Degen FYI coin I just launched. If you mint it on Solana, you're also going to get it on X1. Aren't you going to go X1 and claim your free tokens and go do your thing over there? So they're really building something cool. Also powered by XDEX, same project, same team, and really looking forward. One of my favorite projects, and they don't get enough credit. You know, they kind of went under the radar. Things got quiet. You know, things got crazy when KJP launched and memes started coming back, and you know, Solana ecosystem started doing the thing with me and bro launching coins and moving to pump fun, and just a lot happens really fast. And so I like that Degen kind of slowed it down. They're doing their thing, and shout out to Jason. I'm a Degen for life for sure. Got my Degen skulls ready to go. Same with Zencat and Owl and Og doing their thing with Zencat. They got an awesome chart, awesome story too. Same type of launch. You know, these things launch and they just get pounded, and then it takes months to recover. So we're kind of in this phase, I feel like, and there's a good chance we'll go lower too. Trump company invested in H-bar. Hedera Hashgraph. cool. But yeah, so you just see this. So they got all the way up to 1.4 million, and they pulled all the way back to 40K. And it took months for them to get out of this range. And then one day, one tweet from the right person, boom, sends it back up to 3 million. Now they're just consolidating with the rest of the market, holding this 500K floor just like DGen is. And yeah, another staple in the Zen Solana ecosystem, the OG Zencat. DGen for life indeed, for sure. And then we got the emoji race staple, EmojiDracula. This thing got, I can't believe this thing almost got to $1 million. It got all the way up to 500K. And this was a fun one. This was one we launched. We were testing Moonshot. So this is using Meteora. So all the LP rewards, we ended up giving back $6,000 to the community in LP rewards. It's still doing its thing with Airlock. Obviously volume's way down. The emoji race kind of fell through. The website's no more. But I'll always have Drac in my heart and my wallet. I like to set up LP pools with it, and that's what these like random $4 buys are. It's like a random LP pool buying and arbitraging some other token. Let's see what it was. Yeah, I don't know. It's funny. We got Sol Zen here, the actual Solana Zen. But this one was different than the EVM Zens. This was proof of work on chain. So to get your Sol Zen, you had to set up a little hashing algorithm on chain, and that actually did a lot for Solana. That totally the Solana founder mentioned it. Let's see if I can find this tweet. Yeah, there's so many. Sol Zen's been mined out. No more minting's possible. That was October 30th, 2024. Wow, that's almost a year ago exactly. That's crazy. At the time, market cap was 600K. I'm afraid to see what it is right now. What's the market cap of Sol Zen? $200. It's down 60%. 70%. Totally potato. Shout out Potato Vampire. That is so funny. Did not expect to see that. That's awesome. Yeah, this is the Solana ecosystem, and this is the dashboard we're building. I wonder if this is still online. Let's see. Curious if it's updating. So it shows. Yeah, it's not working. It's not showing the holder change. Prices look accurate though. Zen's up 16%. KJP's down 22%. Root's at 39.9. Cool. Oh, this is cool. It is tracking the holders on the cross token holder matrix. Zencat lost 4 holders. Zend picked up 5 holders. KJP lost 2 holders. DGen lost 2 holders. And Sol Zen picked up 1 holder. Root and Potato Vampire unchanged. So total Solana market cap 1.62 million. Here's some of the whales. So this person has $5,000 of 2 different tokens. This person has 4,007. That's interesting. They got some Zencat and some Sol Zen. We got our token page here. So this just gives an overview of the tokens. You can see holder counts. I will have holder changes here. So this is what we're building for the Root community. So to access these Solana dashboards and these special insights, and we're also going to have some really cool things as far as like sniping and early meme coin trading. And so we're building all this out, and this is going to be a perk of holding a Root Guardian or holding Root. Who the hell's getting out of DGen? Car probably broke down. I know, right? It's funny. So yeah, and then you can see the biggest wallets holding all the different tokens. The biggest Soul Zen wallet has 12K. You can actually sort it by rank to see the number one of each. The biggest KJP wallet. Now these are probably all the Solana decks, the pump fund decks. But if you go down to like the 3 or 4 or the 5th, that's where you can start to kind of get some insight. But yeah. So that'll be available soon. It's got a lot to go. I'm just working on the database now. Once we get the analytics right, I'll build the token gating and the trading stuff. So that's been fun building on stream. We were doing that one during the Simple Sunday space yesterday. That was fun. How the market's doing? Bitcoin back over 17K. That's good. Yeah, it came down, touched this trend line. It's funny, right? How exact that works. It just comes down, taps it, says, okay, we're out. Just dancing on this trend line. Tap, 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 tap. So sitting at 117K. They're gonna get back above this 117. If it gets above 119, it might just shoot up to a new all-time high again. Altcoins looking down pretty bad. Damn, Aerodrome is $1.30. Holy sheesh. AVAX 24 bucks. Cow 350. Doge 22 cents. Yeah, nothing really standing out. I mean, everything's just kind of down with Bitcoin today. Institutional demand is strong, with companies holding over 3.5 million Solana. That website looks insightful. Hell yeah. It's coming soon. Only for the Solana. Only for the Root Guardians and the Root token holders. Ondo's back under $1. ADA's at 93 cents. Damn, that's bullish. Yeah, I mean, look at this market structure. What's this one look like? This looks like it's just flagging out for another leg up. Damn, why did I get rid of all my ADA? Got up to $1.32. Sheesh. Aave, all the ETH DeFi stablecoin stuff. Say, Sui. How's Sui doing? Got up to 44444, currently sitting at 366.45. Yeah, this has been trending sideways since April. Not much happening there. ETH looking strong. Look at that. 4,300. It's just a matter of time before we have 500 or 5K ETH. What's the all-time high? Wow, we haven't even broken all-time high. Litecoin, I do have some Litecoin. I keep telling people I have Litecoin. I like Litecoin because of the ETF. Never thought I'd be buying Litecoin. What if you gave 48 to 72 hours to mint, then took the balance and just sold the rest? Stated all. I mean, you guys can have as long as you want it to mint. It'll probably take a couple days. Took the balance and sold it. I don't know what you mean. There's no balance to take if they're minting for free. But stated all sale proceeds went to buy and burn to motivate sales. Not sure I follow. As we're talking, Bitcoin falls under 117. XRP clinging on to $3. And Link looking super bullish at 26 bucks. Top of the market structure. Public sale mints, got you. I'll have to think about it. I'm not sure what you mean. We'll have to, let me run through it. Been mining Litecoin and DGB for years. I always felt like Litecoin was a dinosaur, but I don't know if it was Tom Crown or what, but he really got me. Damn, look at that candle on the 1 minute, but that's a fat candle. It just went from 26 up 15% or 15 cents. But yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I remember you were a miner, Chuck. That's cool you're mining Litecoin. What's this guy talking about H-bar? I used to be into H-bar. I kind of got out of it. I kind of moved over to XRP once the XRP stuff settled down. I don't really have any XLM or Hedera. Really just XRP at this point. It does look nice though. Nice consolidation here. That all-time high. That would be 40 cents. Algorand, man, I forgot Algorand existed. Public sale mint, the last 180 to 190 you mentioned. Just burn the balance of the mints. So what else we got going on? Clinging on to 40K. It's funny. I love it. Any Twitter spaces popping off? Let's go see if we got something to join. Nope. What do we do, guys? A lot of stuff to do. Wonder how my miners are doing. So these are just my little ZenBlock miners. I basically have like 4 3060s and a 1080 and a 1070 in my basement. Not doing much, but I just have them running the ZenBlocks miners and the Telegram bot. We got two super blocks, 1,763 normal blocks, difficulties under 20,000. That's CPU mining territory, guys. We're gonna be able to mine with CPUs again if it keeps coming down. That's nuts. So slow. It really blows my mind that there's more. Oh, wait, what am I doing here? That there's more X1 validators than there are ZenBlocks miners. That really puts in perspective of where we are in terms of X1 and launch and everything. And I mean that in a good way. I think it's awesome. It's kind of sad for ZenBlocks, but in a way, it just shows the maturity of X1 and the network and direction, the new direction we've taken. What's happening here? Oh. Nice. Yeah, this little tiny rig with only 2 GPUs, a 1070 and a 1080, is getting 10,000 hashes a second. While the 2 3060s are getting 13,000. So I'm getting 23 hashes, 23,000 hashes. Wagwan, what's up, Lita? Just chilling. I don't even know what to do right now. I'm just kind of scrolling through. Oh, we should check out the quests. Right, sorry about that. All right. Let's see how the validator's doing. So they added these new metrics. I'm curious to see what these are. This is, there's credits. Oh, that's cool. Over the last 24 hours. So you can see how you're ranking recently. And we're up there, TreeRoot.City. That's cool. Up plus 0.5%. But that's interesting that I have the same exact server for Burns Zen. And it's all the way down here. It's kind of strange. But yeah, we're getting... Wait, where's our ping time? We don't have any ping time. We gotta get our ping time back. I forget the All right. So I'm starting up the X1 console here. Just want to see why my pinger's not running on the ZenBlocks. So I'm gonna go to other here. Oh no, not 19. Typo. Gonna go to other and pinger and restart pinger. Set pinger does not exist. Please create it. Okay. So I'm just running through the setup to make sure Pinger is installed because apparently it's not. Hopefully this doesn't break my validator. But these are the struggles of I wouldn't say it's a struggle. These are the adventures of being an X1 validator. So every couple days you got to come on here, make sure you're still online, make sure your stake's good. You can set the Blackbeard tool to auto stake and auto monitor. It'll actually, I have the Telegram bot set up, which is kind of cool. I'll show you what that looks like. You can add an account on Telegram called the Bot Father. So just go to the top left of Telegram, search for the Bot Father, and it'll give you the ability to create a bot key. And once you have the bot key, like the API key, you can create stuff and do stuff with your bot. So that's how I created the Emoji Dracula. It does image generation and all that fun stuff. And the X1 validator also has its own bot. So you can create, let me just find, here it is. So I created a bot called Burn Zen Validator. Now it messages me every couple minutes here saying validator active, no action required, has my total stake, delegated stake, how much I have staked, 140 X1 or XNT, what epoch it is, how much time's remaining in the epoch, the balances of my 3 accounts. So, and then as this happens, it'll automatically compound and auto stake. So you'll notice my vote account slowly increases. So it goes 1934, 1935, 1936, 1937. So it's just slowly going up. And then you can withdraw that from your vote account. So you can see it's all the way 1968. So that's pretty cool. Oh God, no, I just ruined it. It said, please don't break my validator. Error starting validator, check for fatal error. Shit. And this is the struggle. This really is. Now I'm gonna have to restart the console, see what's happening. And maybe this is why, maybe this happened before, and this is why the pinger's not running. Now it says I'm delinquent. Great. All right. Oh. Linux command to switch user. That's the problem. I was logged in as the wrong user, then I tried to install an update, so that'll definitely fuck your server up. So let's go ahead and go back in here and let it do its thing. Accounts well funded, starting validator, active stake found. Awesome. But now I gotta make sure the pinger's running. Validator not yet running. Please start. Validator started successfully and is running on port 8899, allowing time for snapshot download to complete. Cool, so it looks like we're back online. Now I just need to make sure the pinger's running. Yeah, see, if I go to X1 Val online, it does say my validator is offline, so we're gonna get that back online. Now it's a problem if I get selected for a slot, I'll get skipped and marked, you know, That's bad. That's bad performance on my part. That hurts the network. Um, I may even get slashed or lose some of my stake. Kind of penalized. But this is the nice thing about Blackbeard's validator tool. It just does everything. So normally, you know, these checks and these waits and, you know, then now I'd have to run the command like Solana catch up, you know, see what block I'm at, but it's just doing this all together. Oh God. You motherfucker. This is exactly what I was afraid of. Let's just send it. So this will probably take 10 minutes. We'll let this run. All right. I'm going to let this run. I'll be back in just a few minutes, guys. Thanks, bro. What's up, Luca? I've been talking muted for like the last 5 minutes. No one said anything. Thank you, sir. But yeah. Good call, dude. Thanks for showing up. You did your part for today. But yeah, really, so what this is, I'm setting up my X1 validator. I run a couple of validators over on the X1 testnet, which is a fork of Solana. So currently we have over 400 validators spun up on X1. It's a fork created by the Fair Crypto team and Jack Levin, the guys who made Zen and SolZen, and ZenCat. So we've been running these validators. We're up to 436. And while I was playing with it, I was trying to fix my pinger because you have to run the pinger so your ping times show up. When I went to install the pinger, my shit completely broke. So now I'm reinstalling the Tachyon validator. But as far as Root, so Root is our project. We actually set aside some token allocation, 5% of the supply. That's that 5.7 wallet you see, the dev wallet. That's actually going back to the Root Guardian holders. So if you mint the Root Guardian NFT, you'll actually receive Root token as reward. So you'll stake the Root Guardians in a platform called SoulSuite, and every day you'll be able to claim new Root rewards. So that's what we got going on here. We're in the middle of the mint, 76% sold out. There's a couple hundred remaining. Public mint's been live since Saturday. So we did have a week. This is Saturday, August 9th. We did have a week where it was just the Root holders and just the Solana first come, first serve, our local community. And then this Saturday, after a week of the private whitelist, we opened it up to the public sale. So public sale number 2, currently we've had 168 mint so far, and then actually this morning we decided to add the Fire Chicken community. So if you are a top 100 wallet over in Fire Chicken, you'll be able to mint a Root Guardian for free. So we're just shooting for our goal. Currently at 682 out of 888. So once we hit 688, we'll be 200 away from our goal. And yeah, it's part of the process. So if you go over to Pump Fun and you take a look here, I'll just show you the creator page. So we have our creator rewards. These have been building up since day one. Haven't pulled them yet. We also have the 57 million Root, which is currently worth $2,000 at this low market cap. 50 million of that, 5%, is going to be sent to SoulSuite for staking. So anybody that has a Root Guardian NFT can stake your NFT to earn a drip of Root while the supplies last. So that'll be 5% of the total supply will just be given back to the community from the initial launch. And then we're also building a stats dashboard. We've also been airdropping NFTs from our partner projects, No Face KJP and ZenCat and Emoji Dracula. We're going to be doing something with Zend as well, doing different types of giveaways and quests. So we've been leveraging Galax for our quests. We've completed 2 of them successfully so far. Working on our 3rd one now. And why don't we take a look? I'm curious if we can do anything with the NFTs. So far we've had over 1,000 people participate in our quests, but really it's just been a bunch of bots and people that. But this one was kind of cool. That you had to hold $20 a Root, so we had 6 people participate. The guy that won actually bought it, said he participated, and then he immediately sold the Root. He's not actually a community member. So, are you doing everything alone? I mean, yeah, no. I have some friends that launched coins, so that's kind of what the Solana ecosystem is. I'll show you what we're building here. So this Solana, so we're from the Zen ecosystem. So the Zen community, the X1 community, I kind of have my guys over there. You know, we've been building together for the last 3 years, but we all kind of do our own separate things. So each of us kind of has our own coin. So Crypto Bruh recently launched Zen. He streams every day on Pump Fun and YouTube and has an awesome presence on Twitter and a really cool dude, talks about Zen all the time. Also Clout Cox, he's got an NFT collection called Clout Cox, and He's working on some stuff. He launched KJP. The three of us actually launched Emoji Dracula together. SolZen was actually launched by the X1 team officially, so that's the actual X1 Fair Crypto Foundation launched SolZen. That's proof of work mining on Solana. And then Zencat is another community coin. I forget who launched it, but they're not really around anymore. It ended up being a community takeover from Owl. All-time high for that one's like $4 million, currently sitting at 500K market cap. And then Degen token they're another big project. So they're an official, they're going to be the official DEX of X1 with Zendex, and they're building Degen.FYI, which is kind of a pump fund style token launch, but it has a novel concept where it's dual token launch. It'll launch, you can launch a token on both Solana and X1, since X1's a fork of Solana, and then you can actually like bridge them back and forth and do some really cool stuff. Waiting to hear more about that. As we get closer to X1, more details will be coming. So yeah, it's a lot of fun there. So I'm not really doing, as far as Root, I am. Root's kind of my baby. You know, what's the site of Root Guardian? It's a TreeRoot.City. So if you go to TreeRoot.City, right here, there's a button for the mint page. So this black button here, this will take you to launch my NFT, and this is where you can get to the mint page for the public sale. But also there's a Git book. It talks all about the Root token, how we're going to use the Root token, how we set aside some to give back to the community. And now also there's a second page about the NFT collection, who got part of the whitelist, and what are the plans for the... So we're doing it differently. We do actually have a treasury. We're looking to have around 10 Solana. We're going to have our 50 million staking pool. Of that 50 million, 7 million will be left over for giveaways. We also have several Root Guardian NFTs to give away. So we have a couple $1,000s to Solana to work with. We have the NFTs to give away, and we're just going to be building, and we're going to continue to be vibe coding and building and doing it all on live stream every single day. So we're not going anywhere. We're not rugging anything. We're just continuing to build and testing out different platforms. So we're using Launch My NFT for the NFTs. We're using Soul Suite for the NFT staking. We're using Claude for our AI and our vibe coding. Just trying out different platforms, getting to know the CoinGecko API and the SoulScan API and Helios API, really understanding Rust and how Solana works and how we can build these different kind of tools. That's really what we're doing over at TreeRoot.City. Link to the Telegram, YouTube. On YouTube, I got hundreds of videos, live streams. Learn all about the Zen ecosystem and what we're doing, how to set up a validator. What's really cool about Root, it's just been a natural expansion, natural growth. We were listed on CoinGecko day 2, just by our sheer volume. We had so much volume at launch that CoinGecko listed us, and we had a nice pump from that, and we consolidated. We've kind of been bouncing around between 40-50 for a couple days here, and things are doing, we're working, and we're trying to get the token distributed, get it into the right hands, the people who want to diamond hand it and not really just dump it because the bonding curve. And it's a process, and we know that we're going to be out here streaming every day. Not concerned about the price today. We're concerned about the long-term growth of the community, getting the right people into the chat, and just building new things and learning all we can about Solana and X1. That's what this is all about. So we have 5% for the public staking pool. That's all going back. And then we saved 15 million tokens. That's how we paid for the DEX. Of that, we have 7 million tokens left. So those 7 million, we're just going to give them back. Talks about the Root Guardian collection, the staking, the community tokens that got whitelisted, mint structure of the project. You can see the white paper. Yeah, we're just doing the thing. TCW the GOAT. Hey, you're the GOAT, Lita. I think that's a good note to end it. I'm kind of spent right now. It's been a long Monday for sure. It's about 7 o'clock, about dinner time. What's up, TechCon? Welcome. Yeah, we're just you guys got to root for Root. That's all we need. We need you to mint out these Root Guardians. at 77. Damn, we cracked 77% sold. That's awesome. So as soon as this ends, that 50 million is going to go into Soul Suite, and we're going to start our staking. Really looking forward to that. And from there, yeah, it's just going to be, we got a root for root. Keep growing outward. I need $2. Here, yeah, let me just click this button. And as long as I hit spam, it'll give you $2. All right, he left. Cool. I do want to mess with Galaxy. I'm not sure of the next quest we're gonna do. Wonder what the quick quests are. Let's see. These are like the templates that we can use. Oh, it's just for points. Well, for these ones, you can set up these like task groups, which is kind of cool. They have like an on-chain category. Get a list of snapshot vote. Snapshot.org. What is snapshot.org? Wallet balance. So you can, somebody has a certain wallet of a token. If I wanted to say, you know, if you have at least 50 million Zend, then you get some whitelist for the NFTs. And we might do that, honestly. Might just open it up to all the token holders. But I mean, this thing is going, and the longer we let it go naturally, the better treasury we'll have for the project, and the more spending we'll be able to do to get back and enrich the holders, essentially. I mean, that's the goal. You know, the shareholders, the root holders. Okay. Snapshot protocol. Some kind of DAO thing. Also wanted to check out this starboard. Not sure what the starboard is. That's kind of cool. Like you can do a GitHub contribute. Like, hey, you guys get some tokens if you can do a pull request on my GitHub. It's so weird. Open the mini app on Telegram. That's funny. But yeah, we'll play with that later. To be honest, I'll probably request the $300 back from Galaxy. I'm not happy with it. Both times we used it, got heavily botted. Both times some anonymous community member won and just instantly dumped. It just really wasn't good for community engagement, and we don't really need that $300 now, but we will in the future. So I want to get that back, get that reinvested in the project the right way. So we might run another quest or two, but ultimately I think we're going to request the refund from Galaxy. But we have to wait 3 months, unfortunately. So we'll have it around Christmas. Maybe we'll use it for a Christmas giveaway. The Christmas tree root. How about that? All right, on that note, we're going to wrap it up. Been going for about an hour and a half. But every day we do the stream, we started out over on Pump Fun. So definitely come over, enjoy the pre-stream on Pump Fun. We sit with Canva. We create the thumbnail for the stream. We come up with the title, and we do our thing. Oh yeah, the other thing I don't want to forget, to wrap up the show, I like to schedule the tweets overnight. So let's go ahead and get ChatGPT open, and we're gonna schedule reminders. And that way, while I'm sleeping, I'm making my Twitter work for the project. You know, if I can schedule 5 tweets over the next 12 hours, I don't have to focus on Twitter, but we can still get some advertisement out there. So it's all for the project, really. So we have our prompt that we've been working on. Let's see. Nice thing I like to do with ChatGPT is I use a lot of screenshots. It's like make a tweet announcing whitelist added for Fire Chicken. But I wanted to get, oh wait, no, we wanted the launch. So I'll just take a screenshot of this. Actually. We need around 10 tweets to promote that should include the launch. Yeah, that's what we're doing out here. You bought one from Tensor. Oh shit, go mint one. They're cheaper to mint, 0.05. So you yeah, the mint's live. Here, let me throw it in here. I don't know if I can. Probably gonna block this link. Yeah. But if you go over to launchmynft.io and search for Root Guardian, or just go to TreeRoot.City and click on the mint button, mint page button, you'll get in there. All right, so let's schedule some tweets and then I'm probably gonna go to bed. I like to grab some random NFTs here. Really like this one. We'll send this one now. If you guys could go over to the TreeRoot Dev Twitter, give it a little retweet, give it a like, show it some love. The forest fills quickly. Once they're gone, they're gone. I'll set this one for like 11 p.m. Set this one for like 1:30. When minting closes. So this will be the 19th at 1:30 a.m. And then we'll do one for like 3:30, a couple hours later. And this is what you got to do to keep it. Now, you think most people in the project will be sleeping, but you know the other side of the world will be awake. So hopefully someone over there sees it, comes over, joins the Telegram, starts asking questions, plays with the image generation, EmojiDrac bot, mints some TreeRoot Guardians, and joins the community. And that's really all we're looking for. We'll do this one for 5 a.m. tomorrow. It's funny because I put sleep focus mode on and I'm just passed out. And I wake up and I have so many of these shits. So many notifications. That's a nice one. I like that orange glow with the forest background. Beautiful. All right, so now just like that, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 tweets scheduled for the next 10 hours. Awesome. Do one more for like 8 a.m. So I'll be sitting at work. Be crazy if this mints out. Like before then. Awesome. All right. Shout out to you guys. Got 4 people over on Pump. Got 2 people on YouTube. 81 over on X. Hope you guys have a good Monday night. I am going to go get some rest, eat some food, probably go to sleep. Nice relaxing evening. But we'll be back tomorrow talking more Zen, talking more Root Guardians, hoping the Root Guardian NFT mint finishes. We've minted 165 NFTs in the public sale. Shout out to Fire Chicken for getting 4 for the community. And yeah, we're at 76.46 sold, 679 out of 888. It's getting up there. Man, that's awesome. Shout out to you guys. As always, I hope you stay Zen. Peace.